Hi guys, Georgiana here. I'm so excited to have this conversation with you. I want to talk about the things that are going to stop you or attempt to stop you from creating a profitable online business. And it's a lot of things that most of us struggle with when we think about having this business that we really desire, but then these things sort of like just make it look impossible, make it look too hard, too complex, too difficult. And then other things that just, if we don't like look for them in the future, if we don't plan for them, they tend to be the things that stop us right before we hit success, right before we hit that point of no return of I'm an entrepreneur, I've got this, I can support myself through an online business. So let's have the conversation. Let's dive straight in and let's talk about the different things that I have gone through and so many entrepreneurs I work with and partnerships and coach and mentor are coming, are coming against. So the first thing that I think every single person, especially if you've never run a business before, all of us fear is taxes. It's such a thing. It's like, oh, but I'm going to have to pay all these taxes and I'm going to have to do all these complex tax returns, and every country is different and has different laws and have really different setups, and it's definitely one of the things that holds most people back from even trying to set up a business. So I have lots of thoughts on this. And in my experience of running an online business, I mean, I am blessed that I'm running my business in the UK, and I can say that the system here is really good. And I feel I've not had the experiences of running an online business in other countries where I run it there, but I feel like the systems here is very favorable, and I felt that it was set up in such a way that it helped me start an online business. And I know that is definitely not the case. I've worked with freelancers that set up in other countries, in Europe or other places in the world, and not everywhere it's that good and that like sort of like that easy, right? Not necessarily not good, but that easy to set up. But this is my view on it, and I know that a lot of people in business that are gonna share with you this, especially people that have achieved it with their business, their dreams, their goals, their lifestyle. A lot of us are starting an online business because of the type of life we want to live, and that's worth it. That's worth it. The difficulty that you might have in setting up. So these are my 2 cents on it. I think that it's worth it. I think that yes, truly, taxes is a little bit more complex. If you can get help right from the get-go, it's not actually that expensive. I have actually made a mistake to do most, like for the first couple of years in my business, the taxes myself, because I felt like I had a business degree, like I can figure this out, and I regret that. That has costed me a lot in penalties, in back tax, and just like lots of trouble, and it didn't have to be that difficult. And when I finally got on board an accountant, actually, surprise, surprise, the first experience was absolutely terrible, and what I felt like was pretty much a scam. But after, I found this just amazing people that are just super easy to work with, and I feel supported, and I feel like I've got an expert on my side. So like not every accounting firm is perfect, not every tax system is perfect, and things definitely can get difficult, but it's not that hard. And I know I'm trying to encourage you, but I've shared with you some difficulties because I'm gonna make the point next that I think will really reinforce what I'm trying to say. But really, like, it's figure outable. It's like you can work it out, and the most important thing is that it's worth it. So don't let anything stand in the way of you and your dream. Trust yourself that you can figure it out. Trust yourself that no matter how difficult, when I got on board the accountant and we realized we have like so many backtrack taxes because of some things we did wrong, I had choices to say, oh, I'm just gonna go get a job because this is too complex and oh my goodness, what's gonna happen? That was definitely a choice. Now here where I live, kind of taxes on a job are kind of the same as taxes on self-employment. It's just that in a job you don't have to worry about it. They get paid before the money comes into your account. With self-employment, you have to worry about it. You have to do it. You don't have to worry, but you have to do it. You're responsible for it. Now, obviously, in every country, this might be different, but ultimately, business owners in every country in the world, I believe, are responsible for paying their taxes and deliver their returns and things. But it's just like that's too little compared to the dream. So having an attitude of saying, yes, that's a complexity of business, but I can get support. There's like unlimited support available. I can get support. I can get affordable support. I can work it out, and this is enabling me to run a business, so it's worth it. That's how I look at taxes. And even when I have taxes higher than I would want, or there's like anything backlog or penalty or fee or anything to pay, I just see it as part of business. That's because I'm a business owner. That's a responsibility. That's maybe the harder part of it. But the great part of it is that I get to work for myself and I get to create this amazing life and do these amazing things. And I keep my eyes on that, and I just see taxes as just a responsibility. And then I keep on thinking, how can I make this easier? How can I make this better? How can I make this more, how can I get more support? How can I get more of this off my plate? Once I started doing that, so if you don't like the idea of taxes, don't do what I did. Don't try to do it yourself. Find support. It's not that expensive and it can be incredible. And even if you find an accountant or some support that is not the right thing, you can change it. That's what I always say. It's not that it's going to be perfect the first time around, but when you have this like attitude that I'm going to get this dream, and every challenge that comes in my way, whether I can foresee before I start the business or it's happening to me as I'm running my online business, I'm just gonna sort it out. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna find a way, but I'm doing this. That attitude is key. And with that attitude, everything else seems little. Another major thing that people think about that I know holds a lot of people back, it's investment. Depending on what type of business you are doing, what type of online business, you may need to invest in freelancing, which is one of the main businesses that I teach. Is what has been the major business of my career. It's actually, you can literally start for free. So I always recommend as a freelance business, which is a service business of this type, as something great to start with, because you don't really have to make a lot of investments and you can make money straight away and get lots of great experience and work on great things. And it's quite stable because it's like a contractor thing. So I call it like one of like the most flexible jobs you can have, depending on what you can why you set it up like. But there's many other incredible businesses out there, great models to online business models to even start with, and some might require a little bit more investment or more. And that's another thing that tends to scare a lot of people from starting that online business that they dream of. And I keep on saying that because this is for people that know in their heart, if you are that woman, you just like, I want it. I know I am meant to make money my way. I just know it. I feel this pull. I feel this calling. Like, I know it's possible. I'm seeing all these people online and maybe even in real life doing it, and I know there's a way. But see, there's that version, and then there's like whatever we need to set it up, and we need to trust ourselves that we can figure it out. Okay, so if the investment is big and it's not a possibility, can it be broken down in smaller parts? Can you do a little version of it and a bigger version later? Is there any way? Can you start with this service thing and get some money in so you do it? Is there any way to work around it? And with that investment, another big thing that I'm gonna say is also planning. This is a big thing that stops most entrepreneurs in our tracks, and to be honest, it almost stopped me, which is not really looking at finances from the get-go and what would be the boiling point. And by boiling point, I mean what would be that point that if If you don't make it, you'll have to quit. And okay, there's two things on this because you can always quit and start back. But let's say like this. Like, for instance, what I always advise anybody starting an online business that I personally mentor or that takes one of my programs that is anywhere in my world, I always say, look ahead and ask yourself, how much do you want to make? How much do you need to make? And how soon do you need to make that before it's almost impossible for you to continue? Be super honest and get that written down. So it might be that you want to start an online business along your studies. Are you getting support from your family? Do you have savings? Do you have government loans or any sort of support, grants, anything? And is that running out? How much do you need your business to make? If it doesn't make this much money by this month or this period, do you need to go get a part-time job or a full-time job? What is it? The more you can look at that, like, and it literally can take you 1 hour, 1 day, like, you don't always have to ponder on it, put it on paper. And even if the numbers seem scary, even if you're thinking, wow, I need 1,000, but I don't even know how to make 100 or $10 or whatever. Even if it's that, just put it on paper. Once you have it in front of you, you know. Then the second thing, the most important certain thing to be super realistic with, is how much time do you have to give your business, and maximize that as much as you can. Be as realistic. Anything is possible in business, and I always say dream high and believe bigger, faster. That's the best way to go in business. Let your mindset be the wind beneath your wings, not what's blocking you from success, but also obviously be willing to do it. Be willing to put in the time, to put in the work. And if you're realistic, if you're realistic and you only have 2 hours a day or 2 hours a weekend, then you have 2 hours a weekend. And then you don't looking at your numbers from the get-go, and not what exactly are you going to make, because you might not have that figured out. You might not even know what you're going to do as a business, but just saying to yourself, okay, so my savings run out here, or I definitely need to start making this sort of money within the year. If not, I just really need this money, so I need to I need to find a different thing, like a job or something. Or you might be like, no, I have all the time, like I don't need to. I have a job that's supporting me, or I have a partner or parents, or just like any situation that's already working for me. So this can take as long as it takes, and that's fine. Set that up and set up what you can give. And if those things are clear from the get-go and you keep on checking in with that, then you cut the overwhelm and that surprise. And you won't stop yourself thinking it's not working when it's probably just not there yet. And you'll have this level of realistic expectations and a level of feeling control over your circumstances and your business, and that's a big deal. So we talked taxes, we talked about looking at your not being afraid of investments and looking for ways to figure it out, because you may have the big business of your dream that might cost 10,000 and you don't even have 1,000, let's say, dollars, right? Okay, so how do you make that happen? Can you set up a payment plan? Can you find any help, any support? Or do you need to wait to save that money? That's all okay. But instead of feeling like I will never have my dreams because they cost this much, I want to inspire you to have an attitude of how can I make it work. And this I come on to my next point that I sort of briefly touched on. It's that even if you fail, even if it doesn't work, you can start again. Like, I have failed in my business because I did do a certain element of this, a level of this, of looking at how much I need, when do I need it, and how much do I have to give. But I did some mistakes in the way I set up my business. So I started freelancing. I did freelancing for the longest time, and even to this day, freelancing is the biggest part of my income. And when I started out fresh out of university. My boyfriend and I at the time, who's my husband now, those pictures there, we literally didn't get graduate jobs straight after university, and we literally went straight into becoming online business owners. And I started freelancing. Now, I had some goals. I kind of knew straight away I needed to make, I had kind of this bigger goal, which is I wanted to make $3,000 a month. But that didn't really work out for me, and I started making almost like $1,000 a month very soon. But the way I set up my business and my contracts and my clients, it was just, I completely missed such a big part of the infrastructure that I completely burnt out, failed on most of my projects, and literally ended up making in pretty much a year what I wanted to make in a couple of months because of those mistakes. But had I looked a little bit more realistic at it, I know that I wouldn't have felt so defeated. But either way, I kept going because quitting wasn't an option. And twice in my sort of like first 6 years of running my business, I had to get a job to support myself for a couple of months to help things. And that's fine. That's fine because I got back up. I got back on it. And that's okay. So yes, you can gain as much perspective as you can. You can plan as much for it. But the biggest thing that will keep you going is just having an attitude that you're not going to quit. But if you are at the start of it and you're just thinking of starting an online business, and if you can tell yourself that this is a dream that is mine, I'm willing to figure it out. I'm willing to figure out taxes. I'm willing to figure out how to make it work for me if I need to invest big. I'm willing to figure it out, in terms of what I need, when I need to make it by, be super clear on that, prepare myself on that. But prepare as I move forward as well, not as in I'll wait to save, 30K and wait another 2-3 years. No, I can start now and help myself. I will learn as I earn, as I go. Prepare yourself for how much time do you really have to give? How can you maximize that? How can you be realistic with that? But ultimately, tell yourself, businesses can fail, ideas can fail, problems can happen, but it's not going to stop me from making my dream, my deep desire happen. And when you get that, and when you look in the mirror and you tell yourself, I can do this. I was saying this to an amazing freelancer that I work with, an amazing girl. I said this to her today. I said, when a woman realizes that she has the power to achieve her dreams and do anything she wants, that's such a powerful realization. That's such a big power force behind every action that she takes. And that's the mindset that I want to share with you guys. That's something that really, no matter how inexperienced you are, no matter how difficult it is, if you really tell yourself that I can figure this out. In fact, one of my favorite mentors and amazing woman and entrepreneur online is Marie Forleo. Find her all over YouTube. It's where I found her. And one of the things she has, and she's even got an amazing book on this, she says, everything is figure-outable. And it's so true. Everything is figure-outable. And especially in the online business world, you can figure it out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got amazing value. I hope I empowered you to go after your dreams, to start that online business of your dreams. If you like this video, I would love it if you like it, if you share it, if you leave a comment. It would mean the world. It would really help the channel. And of course, if you want to see more of me and be the first to know when I post new videos, make sure to subscribe and to turn on notifications to be the first to know. I would absolutely appreciate that and love to have you part of the YouTube community. I am dedicated to making this a space where I help women who don't fit the 9-to-5, who want more freedom, more time, and more creative power over their work. I am committed to helping them build money, help them make money their way through online businesses. And I do this through YouTube, through videos like this. I do this through all my podcasts and social media channels. But I also do this through online courses, through trainings and books. So check out the description on this video. And if you've been considering starting a service-based business where you are a freelancer, like a contractor, you offer done for you services to clients, then definitely check out my free masterclass. I literally share with you the most important steps on how to structure this business to work for you, really important elements of how to start even if you have no experience, how to set up your portfolio, how to get clients, how to create like a strategy and really get this going for you and start making like $1,000 a month or more with your freelance business. I give you the exact strategy that I used and all the lessons in more than a decade of experience. So definitely, if you like that, check it out and you can get instant access to the entire masterclass. So thank you guys again for watching and I'll see you soon. Bye.